What is up, guys? My name's Jackal, and we do only retro games around these parts. And today we have a new little format because let me make sure the volume is good. The last way that I was recording, the last program I was using, decided to randomly. I cannot seem to find a rhyme or a reason. It started. Hold on, let me do not disturb this biatch real quick. It started to tell me that on certain recordings that the audio wasn't being detected for whatever reason. I don't know if it was something going on with the microphone or what it really was. I don't really seem to be able to figure it out, but so far all the tests I've done with this one, they've yielded pretty decent results. The difference is I gotta play this Game Boy style, which is interesting. This is an interesting format, suitable for retro games. We're also here for Bojack, Season 2, Episode 9. What do I have? I got plenty of keys. I got this elixir that I don't know what the fuck it is. What did I get again? I got something from the boss that I was at. Was this it? Was it the ice sword? I'm not gonna lie, I don't really remember. I don't really remember very much about what happened with the last boss. I remember I fought him, and then it exited me out of the cave, and that was it. But I don't really remember a rhyme or a reason why I was going into that cave. Which is a bummer. In preparation for my daughter that is on the way, I have not been able to play and record these games in the normal manner that I would. So, woo. My memory's a bit shoddy, so I'm just going to kind of kill enemies, gain my bearings about the area, about the hoose. It's like a bouncing, just fucking cat head. Jesus Christ. Alright, well, fine. Stay up there, then. You know what sucks? This is how I used to play games like this. I mean, this is a Game Boy game. Literally, how games like this used to be played. Ooh, excuse me. For the longest time, I was actually used to doing it like this. And now, I no longer am. Stab. Alright, there was the cave. Huh. This is quite puzzling. Get out of my face. Alright, well, we might as well get on with the Bojackery. And Season 2, Episode 9 was an episode that was kind of all over the place. With, like, what was going on in it. And it was a lot of, well, I mean, I guess there... Hey. There was one, like, big, like, reveal at the end. But, like, a big thing that I was just, like, feeling throughout this whole episode was, like, this idea of, like, the image that you have as to, like, any, like, a given thing. And that sounds very vague, but, like, obviously as we go through the episode, you know, I'll expand on it. But, like, right from the beginning, we have Bojack, who he's supposed to be, well, first, the thing that inspired it is there's a moment that apparently Secretariat has with President Nixon, where Secretariat basically like becomes a bit of a sellout, and that part is supposed to be in the movie. So in real life, when Bojack watches, Secretariat actually being a sellout on TV, he ends up seeing Secretariat puff on a cigarette. So he ends up stealing one of his mom's cigarettes, and his mom catches him. And when his mom catches him, she makes him, he obviously, as any child would, apologizes and tries to put it out. And right away, his mom stops him and is like, nope, you're going to finish that. And, she does the punishment where, you've seen it. I mean, I think even like King of the Hill did this. But like the way the King of the Hill did it was much more of like Hank Hill trying to show Bobby like, listen, you want to smoke cigarettes? Here, smoke the whole thing. Like, ooh, that is disgusting. As always, nothing but allergies. All right, get out of here. But there it felt like innocent, maybe outdated, still kind of dumb, but more of like an innocent sort of thing to do. When it comes to, I can't even remember Bojack's mother's name at the moment. I can't think of her name. Okay. Was this the tower that I was in? What is this? Welcome to Lorem. Was I here? I don't know. But, with Bojack's mother, it felt much more abusive and much more malicious. And she even says, like, almost like, I mean, it's a cartoon, so I guess that cartoonishly says, Bojack asks her, are you doing this to me to punish me for stealing or for smoking? And she says, I'm punishing you just for being alive, aka I'm just punishing you. So we'll come back to that towards the end. But at least the end of like Bojack's little thing here. But because the scene where Secretariat is selling out is missing from the movie in favor of like some little like mushy family time moment, Bojack kind of protests it, and he has this idea of what this movie needs to have in it. So he convinces Kelsey, the director, to go behind the I don't know what Lenny is. I don't know if he's a producer or like, I don't really know like what he is actually, because I don't really know how Hollywood shit works like that. All right, I've been standing here for a minute. Let me talk to this old man. Oh, can't carry. He's supposed to give me something. All right, whatever, fucker. No, sir. Sir! Cut it out. There we go. I hope that wasn't too loud. What are you going to give me? Receive Bunky. Oh, hey, it's Sibba! Go up the wide river by the Ammonite coast. Okay. Go beyond the Ammonite coast to float rocks. Use the ski in the cave in the float rocks. The guardian monster has the legendary sword. I'll tell you the rest when you return with it. All right, I know where that cave is. So, at very least, sweet. So, yeah, I don't really know the way that, like, the Hollywood structure goes. So, I don't know what Lenny Turtletop is actually, like, his position. But it's clearly, whatever it is, it's above Kelsey. So, Kelsey's also very clearly, like, annoyed by this decision. Because, she mentions that she kind of want to make just popcorn flicks to make a lot of money, and kind of not be an artiste, just so that way, she can make more money and pay bills. Like, but at heart, she has given us hints that she is like an artistically driven person. So you could tell that she is also very annoyed by this situation here. So Bojack convinces her to go to a mock set, basically, of the Oval Office, where he filmed a bit of Horsing Around back in the day. So, Kelsey very clearly wanted this to happen. And, like, they both had this image of what this movie had to be. Now, even though the powers that be told them that that's not what it was going to be, they both did it anyway. And, they both get it. And in the end, when Lenny gets the footage that they end up recording after, the whole B-plot shit. Thank you so much, Sibba is waiting. Was I supposed to go here? Was I supposed to go here before I went to where I did? Or did I come here like... Bro, I can't tell. These like spikes look familiar. Do I just use a key? What the fuck are you doing in here? Did I waste a key for you to say, wow, good morning? You fucker. Why? Why you do this to me? Oh, you're a dickhead. What a fuck. Bro, this dude needs to get away from the fucking things. Because I think if I remember from one of my old plays of this game years ago, I think you can actually kill people. Alright. Well, nothing happened. But when Lenny gets the footage that they recorded, because Kelsey's higher up, and she's a more of a position of power on the set, Lenny fires her, and, when Bojack finds out, he's like, oh yeah, I didn't like that you guys did that, so I fired her. So go get your costume on. And just, like, tells Bojack just right away, just get in your set, don't worry about anything. So, like, right away, you get Bojack and Kelsey, who clearly had this idea of what this movie needed to have and be. And in the end, their pursuit of that, like, kind of fucked them over. Now, it didn't really fuck Bojack over. Well, it fucked him over mentally. Because you could see that Bojack was very distraught after it. And he almost had the look. It gave me the vibes of that moment that they fired Herb from Horsing Around. And he had a chance where he could have said something. And he didn't say anything. Now, again, I don't know how much he could have done. Him and Kelsey weren't friends like that, even though they were kind of getting to be friendlier. They weren't really friends, so I guess it's not really the same, but, they were getting there, they were doing better, but, she gets fired, and he still gets to keep his job on the project. So, oh, yes, that fucking Chocobo music. Party time. Nope, can't go under the bridge. Alright, so I remember I found where this Ammonite coast apparently is supposed to be. Because we went there while we were just exploring. Ooh, float rocks. Float rocks. Alright. I'm liking where we're going. But, Bojack is clearly bothered by what happened. And, like I said, for them not, like, if Bojack doesn't call Kelsey about it, the way he would have Herb, would it matter? No, but would it be cool? Maybe. Like, I don't really know. Because with something like that, like, that's something that they both very clearly wanted. And, you know, it's hard to look at that in certain lights because, you know, they both knew the risks. They both knew they were going behind their boss's back, essentially. Like, you fucking play around, like, you find out. Like, that's just how it is. You know, it does suck that Bojack is getting a much easier time of it than Kelsey is. But it does make sense for an actor in that situation to be able to keep his position, whereas the director would not be. Bro, I'm going to get myself fucking lost doing this. Sweet. Just explore all the whole world that I've fucking... The whole place that I've just explored this whole entire game. Just gonna check it all out. Yeah, that was the very first square I started in. I saw it. I saw it right there. Right where you for real start the game. Boom, right there. Alright. So let's try going back the other way. So, you know, you got two characters who go for what they think that, like, the image that they have of, you know, the project they're doing, like, what they want. They have the image in their head set of what they think they want, and they go for it. And that's the truth. Like, sometimes that shit'll just blow up in your face. Like, just because you want what's technically the better version of something doesn't mean you're going to get it, and it doesn't mean your bosses are ever going to approve of it in real life. You know, it doesn't matter if in real life, in that real life, Secretariat, you know, that was a pivotal moment of his entire life. You know, that doesn't really matter. Especially not to the powers to be. That might matter to Bojack, who, you know, Secretariat's been like his idol his whole entire life. And it sucks because Bojack had a really incredible moment. Because he apparently can't cry in front of people. And, you know, he wasn't able to cry for Kelsey on set. And they don't show it, but they must have seen. I hope we see it at some point. Because she describes a scene where, you know, he's supposed to cry, and then Bojack's like, "Oh, you want me to cry? I can't do that though." So then she has everyone leave, and she does this, like, she describes the scene exactly the same way, the exact same time, a second time. And you don't get to see the look on Bojack's face. But, okay, there it is. Okay, alright. So we just gotta find a coast somewhere around here. There was nothing here, right? Not a bridge? No. But you don't get to see the expression that Bojack must have given. But he very clearly gave a somber enough look that it was a look that Kelsey really needed for that broken look she was trying to find from Bojack. And she even says, like, you know, that feeling that something in you is broken. No, wait, this is where I was. No. This is back in the fucking other area. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to start not saving on this because in very case that I ever have to re-record any of these, I don't want to have any data lost by saving over it. So that's a bitch. Was there anything else other this way that I could have gone to in this? No, don't get stuck on the bridge. Why are you stuck on the bridge? Alright, thanks, Choco buddy. Oh, but I can run over that bridge? Why? But not that bridge. You are a confounding creature. Okay. So, I feel dumb that I was able to do this once and not able to do it again. I found my way to this other area so simple, it seems, last time. And now I am unable to. See, I see floating rocks. Float rock, right? Oh, wait, is this it? Is this it? Is this it? Somewhere over here? Somewhere over here? Is it somewhere over here? I think it is. I think it might be. I think it might be. Oh, maybe. Oh my God, it is. Fuck yeah. How long have I been going for? Ooh, it's not going to let me unless I look over to the actual thing here. 21 minutes? All right, we got a little bit longer still. Ugh. But anyway, so, you know, it's very clear that Bojack had a really, like, impressive moment on camera that gave Kelsey everything that she wanted. And, you know, as soon as Bojack leaves the building that he was in, the mock set, he immediately begins to cry as soon as he leaves, like, the sight of other people. And I think a lot of it was dealing with his nicotine habit. Because, I mean, if you look at the very beginning, it shows him, you know, crying when his mom, you know, made him have a cigarette. When she forced him to have the rest of it, I should say. And, you know, she was like, you know, Bojack starts crying. And she's like, don't you cry. Don't you ever cry. And it's like, that's the kind of shit that, like, very clearly still has an impact on him. Because it's clearly because of that he doesn't ever want to express himself in that kind of way in front of people. So, I mean, that's just pretty fucking heartbreaking. Especially because, you know, Kelsey's hitting on the fact that, you know, he's broken. And I mean, his mom was saying the very same things to him earlier, like the first episode of the season, she was saying shit like that to him. So I think that really did, like, hit like a real sore and soft spot for him. You're a dickhead. And then you have minor characters that also get it. Like, we'll go with Princess Carolyn's first, because hers is a bit smaller. Because Princess Carolyn, you see her, Rutabaga is still, like, constantly after her. He's, like, wanting to make her a business partner in this episode when he goes, like, out on his own. And, you know, PC doesn't really want to at first. You know, he's always trying to flirt with her and trying to mac on her and shit. And I just don't like the cut of his jib. Like, maybe he is going to be a fucking deso guy, but, like, I don't know, man. He just kind of strikes me as a fucking scumbag. Like, he's already used her to, like, gain an advantage over, like, her clients for his, like, just over her in an instant when we first met him. So I don't like it. I know that, you know, Princess Carolyn has the hots for him, but I mean, like, fuck, man. Not that guy. That he just seems like wrong guy. Wrong, like, big fuckboy energy is what Rutabaga has. And, you know, it sucks, though, because Princess Carolyn has a moment where she, like, hallucinates looking at a fucking trippy art piece. Where she basically has the revelation to herself, like, kind of the same thing. But for her, it's a little different. For her, it's like a false image. Princess Carolyn thought that she wanted, like, because at first she's telling Rutabaga, oh no, I want this. I want to go home and watch, like, Desperate Housewives or whatever fucking bullshit show she wanted to watch. I want to go home and watch my shows. I want to relax. I want the quiet life. But in her little, like, trip moment, she came to a realization that, like, that isn't what she wants. She's, like, kind of putting on a front, and that, like, the life that Rutabaga is offering is more or less what she wants. She wants to have, be on the go, be on the move. Like, that's the kind of shit she wants. That's probably what helped, is if I was supposed to come here after the ice cave. Wait. No! I'm in the wrong spot. Damn it. But if I'm in the right area, then that probably helped me get through that last cave so easily, having more dope gear than I should have had. But, Princess Carolyn comes to the realization that she really doesn't want that quiet life. So for her, maybe, taking that jump with Rutabaga may be the thing that she actually wants. Like I said, not him. He's a fuck. I don't like that guy. I don't like him at all. But, I mean, it'll be interesting to see where that ends up for. Because I wish nothing for the best for PC. Because, like, that's exactly what she needs, is only the best. Alright. Fucking assholes moogling me. So for her, we're going to see the result of that coming soon. Fuck you. Alright, there we go. Going in the menu caused a little bit of a delay there in the song and the Moogle wearing off. Stop doing that. Go away. Go away. But then you got the last one, which was Diane, who, she's always on the struggle for her work and her life to mean something. She wants her journalism to really, truly matter. So, she spent this whole season contemplating and putting off and, like, pushing for this trip to Cordovia. And she finally gets there, and, I mean, because we've had animations and, like, actual images to, like, show us Sebastian out in Cordovia, we could see from the outside already that, like, what he was doing was full of shit. So, that happened. Diane finding out, it's a Diane finding out is a disappointment to her, but I mean, it's something that we already saw coming. Now, that also means that we saw it coming in what we knew was going to be, what that was going to mean for Diane. Because, to Diane, it's going to mean something that, like, even if she does even if by staying out in Cordovia, she would have manufactured a net positive on the world, she would not have been happy. She would not have been happy working for and with somebody who very clearly didn't really give a fuck about any of the causes that he was working for. Because obviously, the thing with Sebastian is it's an entire critique on fucking rich people pretending to help, people in need. Which, they do and don't. And they do, but they don't. So, when she sees how self-absorbed he is and how much he really doesn't care, Diane doesn't know what to do. Because this still feeds into the idea of, like, her wanting her work to be important. And is Diane going to feel... Is she going to feel like she's making a difference working for a fraud? even if she is making a difference, will she feel the same? Will she feel the same for it? And, you know, you can argue whether or not, it's fine that she decided to do that. Because it's hard to... Maybe I have to go on the other side. I don't remember. But it's hard to argue with her because, anybody can see both sides of that equation. Especially if you're somebody who really does sincerely care about some of these causes, to see somebody just masquerading around in it. But at the same time, if Sebastian is supposed to be rich, his resources could do a lot of people good, even if it's not in the fucking coolest way imaginable. Idealistically, you would want the person who's, funding and paying for everything to care. But if they don't, do they have to in order for you to get done what you have to? And, I could tell it really hurts Diane. And, this spoke to me. Because when she flies back to L.A., Mr. Peanut Butter manages to get a hold of her. And, he just says that, oh, I got a hold of you. I've been trying to get a hold of you for weeks. And, he basically says that, he's sorry for giving her a hard time. And that he can see how much this means to Diane. And how proud he is of her for actually going out there and, not just walking the walk, but talking the talk. Or not just talk, you know what I mean? The other way around. But that she's willing to actually go out there and do that sort of shit. And obviously, the whole reveal is that she's back in America while he's telling her this. Because, the phoniness of it, like Diane she wasn't going to do it. And we all knew she wasn't going to. Even if it's wrong of her. Even if it's wrong that she did leave. We just knew that she wasn't going to. And the part that speaks to me about it is the fact that I could feel her anxiety come out. Because at the end of the episode, it's revealed that she's going to try and stay at Bojack's for a little while. And I could tell, I know exactly what it's going to be. She's not going to want to disappoint Mr. Peanut Butter in the fact that she couldn't stick it out. She feels like a failure. So to her, it's going to... She's not going to want to show her face around her husband out of shame for her not being able to stick it out. Even though she has, some good reasons for why she would want to leave an environment like that with somebody who didn't really care about the causes like that. She feels more shame in that, she's disappointing Mr. Peanut Butter. And, shit, that's a big reason why I was ever homeless. I could always have gone back to my parents' house when I was, gonna be homeless. But you don't want to do that. Especially when, you feel at the time, I had only been out on my own for, not even 3 years. So I was feeling not even 3 years and I already can't make it. What kind of fucking failure am I? You get this deep, nasty well of just... It's not even disappointment. It's fear of disappointment. It's not even fear itself. It's it's a fake disappointment that you might give somebody else. Even though it shouldn't matter if somebody is disappointed in you. Fuck them. Their approval doesn't have to mean a fucking thing. But it's also her husband. So she does feel slight, a way about it. And, it's not wrong for her to feel that way about it. But, her going to Bojack in the state that she's in, where she's feeling as low as she does, I don't know if that's going to be the healthiest place for her to be, is with Bojack of all people. Especially when we've been seeing Wanda getting really jealous reflexively over over Bojack and Diane's, like, friendship and relationship. I mean, she finds out they kissed, but, you know, in defense of Bojack, like, that was for fucking ever ago. Like, what point is that now? Like, you know, they kissed forever ago. I made it to this fucking place. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yes. Where's it? The bone key. Oh, Chocobo's coming. Oop, we got that classic music. Which means if we got a classic style Final Fantasy Adventure Dungeon, that means we need our Morning Star here, so that way we can puncture walls instead of needing mattocks. But, you know, I don't know if it's really fair for Wanda to really feel jealous of Diane in this case, because Bojack and Diane haven't really been, like, flirty with one another. They haven't really been like that with each other the entire season, really. They've actually had well, I don't know if I'd call their friendship healthy, but, like, their friendship is definitely healthier and less toxic than it was last season. So, you know, I don't think it's really fair for Wanda to be pinning that on Bojack with her jealousy. But at the same time, like, with the game show shit happening, like, Bojack always being, like, kind of in a mess, him kind of not in this episode, her making a point of, like, Bojack getting into his antics, like, and interrupting her work, even though, you know, she is a roommate, like, she lives at his house. You know, she has work to do. And, you know, it's obviously going to bother her if he's not checking in with her to make sure that, like, yo, is everything cool that we're doing this, da-da-da. And, you know, the fact that Bojack doesn't really check in with her, you know, is definitely going to bother her. So, you know, I don't know. I think Diane staying there is definitely going to cause a bit of friction. And I don't know what's going to come at the end of that friction. I expect in the next episode or so, next episode or two, 1 or 2 episodes I give Bojack and Wanda before they split up with each other. Because she seems like she's kind of getting sick of a lot of his bullshit. And it just doesn't feel like it's going to last. It never felt like it was going to last. But, like, I feel like her jealousy creeping up, Diane now staying with them at the end of the episode, I have a feeling it's going to be like, you know, a her or me moment is what we're going to have. I'm going to pretty much guess. But who knows, man? We're getting to the end of the second season. I'm ready to see where the second season leaves us off at. Just to set up for the third season, honestly. Like, the way the first season kind of ended and, like, dropped us, like, all right, well, this is the laying ground for the next season. I'm kind of ready to see where these last 3 episodes are going to drop us off at for the rest of the foreseeable future. But I felt like the episode was really good. I enjoyed it a shitload. Hey, there's that entrance. I'm just going to have to fucking puncture entrances and exits until I figure it out. Alright, how much time have we been playing? Yeah, 39 minutes. This looks like a boss or getting close to it. We're not going to fuck with that yet. We're going to fuck with that next time. But next time, Season 2, Episode 10. Next time, continuing whatever I'm doing in here. I was just given the bone key by Sibba. I finally found him, because I didn't know where the fuck he was. I feel like I would have found out about that ice cave. I feel like I would have found out about that by going to Lorem, or whatever the fuck that place was called. I feel like I would have found that first. I was supposed to. And then I would have gone to the cave. And then I would have returned. And then gotten here. But I think because I never found Lorem. And I just went straight to the ice cave. Kind of mixed up my order a little bit. But we got back on track. And next time we continue. So take it easy, y'all. Always fun to be playing some retro games. So take it fucking easy. Peace.